The vaccine is now ready and is starting to be distributed to the public. Some Fairgrove students will be getting the vaccine.
I think the vaccine is going to help us get a lot closer to, being able to be normal again. I think that's the main thing, is it's closer to being normal, right? Once everybody's vaccinated, it'll be similar to other diseases that have been vaccinated, right? Like tuberculosis was rampant, in the 20th century, and then they developed a vaccine for it, and now we don't have to worry about tuberculosis anymore. So I think the goal is to get it to that same point with COVID. I think it's important for people to be vaccinated, mainly because, it's one step closer to getting back to normal, to being able to do things how we normally would, to get rid of the masks. I mean, no one likes wearing the masks, so it'll be closer and better to get away from that. And if anyone's worried about the vaccine, I mean, they've tested over 43,000 people. There isn't anything stressed or worried. I'm getting the vaccine, I think, next month, since I'm technically a healthcare worker. There's really nothing to be worried about. Do your research if you are worried about it, and make sure that, if you are actually worried about something, look it up and make sure it's a real thing.
I think the COVID vaccine is a great opportunity for our world to somewhat get back to normal. I personally feel like there's been a lot of research done and a lot of investment put into it, so I'm excited for the potential of the vaccine. Well, obviously the pros would be that we get vaccinated against it, and it causes us to have a resistance kind of built up in our bodies, so that we're able to fight that off and not become sick. Cons, I mean, other than maybe a few side effects whenever you get the vaccine, I can't think of another con that there would be. I mean, there's obviously still some research being done that we won't know for a few years probably on it, so there's that potential, but I think the pros far outweigh the cons when it comes to the vaccine. I'm hopeful that with the vaccine that we'll be able to return to some sort of normalcy, where we'll be able to travel again and be able to be with our families and our friends, and events will all kind of just return back to normal, and we'll be healthier and safer, and that we'll just be able to go back to kind of the way things were before.
Hopefully the vaccine will have a positive effect on the world and will allow the world to open back up.
Fairgrove's Fbla and Deca organizations are clubs for Fairgrove's business and marketing department and classes.
Alright, so the difference between Fbla and Deca. Fbla stands for Future Business Leaders of America. And they're so similar, but Fbla really focuses on business-minded students. It could be anything from business administration to finance to management. And so that specific club, we really just focus on business. DECA technically stands for Distributive Education Clubs of America, but DECA is for our marketing students. And so you could do hospitality, you could focus on sports and entertainment, but it's really just focusing on the marketing aspect of that. And so why should students join, or what do they really get out of those? I love having students who are not comfortable public speaking. I know, like, as a coach or an advisor, you should want just the best of the best. I just like to see students get out of their comfort zone, do something they've never done before. If it's a prepared presentation, teaching you that, it takes research and it takes preparation in order to give a prepared presentation like that. So regardless, I think students should just give it a try. Even if you're not interested in business, you'll gain a lot of real-world experience.
COVID's affected Fbla and Deca. It's affected a little bit, so we've had to do a lot of things virtually. We've had to condense and move our meetings to the gym and do things like that to kind of help keep safe and social distance. And we've also had to cut a few of our activities just because they're not ones that are very effective when you can social distance. So they're things that we're looking forward to getting back into next year. But for the most part, we're still able to do most of our fundraisers and our events for the community and for our students. So we're still excited that we're getting to do what we've got to do so far. District competitions for both Fbla and Deca are being done virtually this year, and so a big part of that means that we have to prepare a lot ahead of time, And if we succeed in our actual tests, we take objective tests that are on the computer, and if those students test well enough, they qualify to be able to present. And our presentations, we get a topic on a Monday or Tuesday, and we have the 3 or 4 days before that Friday to create a video, upload it, and basically share our presentation that way. There are a few live events that they have to do through a Google Meet or other platform in front of judges, but for the most part, they're ones we get to upload now to the internet, and then somebody else judges it from a different time frame.
Fbla and Deca districts will be held this month and next month. Fbla also hosts Powder Puff, Man Puff, a heart-to-heart fundraiser, and they will host another blood drive in the spring.
In a normal year, Jolt students would take their yearly mission trip to Mexico to spread the message of the group. But because of COVID-19 pandemic, international travel is limited and would prove difficult to ensure all students are traveling safely and are socially distanced. Because of the given difficulty, Jolt students are taking a step back and will be traveling to the state of New Mexico, a border state of the southern country.
So the Jolt/FCA is taking a mission trip over spring break, and some questions that have been asked. Some of the safety precautions on taking this trip, we're going to be driving about 15 hours, so that's probably the most nerve-wracking part of it. If I'm ever nervous about the student safety, it's just putting 15 hours on a highway in a rented van. I'm sure students will have a mask or two on them and be wearing them at times where it is appropriate. You know, not a whole lot of safety precautions. We're going to steer clear of a lot of populations down there. As far as why are we going to New Mexico? There's not a lot of missionaries that are taking mission groups right now just because of the impact that it'll have on the people that they serve. I did, however, manage to get one missionary, and he is in New Mexico, him and his wife. They have been serving the Navajo Nation there in New Mexico since the 80s. I said I would love to try and get a group to come. Jolt's a non-denominational Christian group that serves Jesus Christ, and so the message of this trip is just to do that. And so those of you that came in and bought a soda or bought some crappy candy from me, that money just goes straight to Scott, and so we're going to see what we can do for him. And the mission trip this year is going to leave on the Saturday before spring break. I think that's March 13th, and then we will get back the Sunday before. Hopefully we just drive all the way back. My numbers are, I take 10 kids. The cost is $425. That covers everything.
I decided to participate in the mission trip to help out the missionaries and to better my faith in God. My first mission trip was freshman year, and my favorite part about it was the downtime that we had going shopping and playing the Frisbee game at the end of the night. The thing I'm most excited for is because it's a different group and because I'm going to get to be able to meet new people, and it's just an all-over new experience. I decided to join Jolt to better my faith in Jesus and to help others as well.
At Fairgrove High School, the girls soccer team is trying to make some new upgrades to the program. This year, they're using a fundraiser to gain some money and help gain new equipment.
This year, the soccer team is trying to do more fundraisers so that we can raise money for our team. One of the things that we're doing is we have a catalog and we're trying to sell stuff to the community. And then another thing that we're trying to do is a hilltop night. So the soccer team would go up to Hilltop and then we would serve the people who come and eat at the buffet. But that's not really set in stone yet, but those are the couple things that we're trying to do.
The fundraiser go towards new uniforms and team gear for all to be updated. To help this, they'll be selling team gear and other Fairgrove items.
We're doing a fundraiser at Hilltop, which is going to help raise money for our season and help us get more equipment and stuff, which will result in a more successful season.
I'm most excited for this year's soccer season because we have a bunch of girls coming in wanting to play because we didn't get a season last year, and we have two new grades of girls coming up that want to play, are working for a position, and these upperclassmen girls are wanting to play because we didn't get a season last year. So I think we're all here to work hard and just have the best season and fun season that we can.
If they make enough money for the new equipment, they can look more professional as a team and a program. Overall, the team will look better and feel better. The girls will be selling items from a catalog, and donations are always welcome for the team.
What you watch in Fairgrove High School Edition. We have a variety of high school students who are going to ask what they're currently watching on Netflix. First up, we have Colton Loudon.
Currently on Netflix, I'm watching The Flash. It's about Barry Allen, the Flash, and they're on like season 5 or 6. I've watched it once before, so I'm just going over it again until waiting for the new season to come out. I rate it 4 out of 5 because I really enjoy it, but it's not perfect.
Next, we are going to ask Alex Bates what he's watching.
Currently, I'm watching Criminal Minds. It's like a true crime TV show that follows the FBI as they hunt and like capture and arrest different serial killers throughout like the America and other states. I'd give it a fairly high rating, at least a 9 out of 10, just because it includes a good amount of like drama and story with the characters, as well as like the actual episodes of them finding a serial killer.
After that, we asked Elijah Daughtery what he was watching.
I'm watching the show The Last Kingdom. It's I really enjoy it. It's about basically King Alfred way back in the Viking days, taking back England, and I'd rate it out of probably a 9 out of 10 because nothing's perfect, you know what I mean?
Finally, we asked Nate Bruner what he was watching.
I've mostly just been watching Cobra Kai. The new season dropped earlier this month, but I've been kind of busy with work, so I haven't got to finish it. But honestly, it's pretty gas. It's just the Karate Kid, and 40 years later, Danny and Johnny, they still hate each other. Then they just kind of bring back the Karate Dojo. It's a real teen drama thing. Not usually what I go for, but it's pretty great. Dude, out of 5 stars, honestly, perfect 5. The show is flawless. I love it.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Come back again to What You Watching with Seth Eibach and Mackenzie Chandler.
So as a senior, I like to push the underclassmen and everybody really, mainly by in the weight room, of course, on and off the field. So when we're at practice, pushing them, getting their best reps, hitting and pitching, and then in the weight room just to get stronger and faster every day. So the younger classmen, they'll help on the field this year because we don't have a lot of upperclassmen, so they'll be able to make a lot of contribution on the field, and then also they'll help keep a lot of energy in the dugout because we need that when we're playing.
So a normal practice consists of getting to the field, throwing, getting ready, preparing ourselves for the practice that's coming ahead. And after that, we usually go hit, do some bunting stuff, and then we usually go and do some infield work. And that's really what it consists of.